welcome to my channel. My name is Jonah. This is jhonaohemgee. Today I'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta season 10 episode 11, makeup, slip-ups, and cover-ups. So let's go ahead and get right on into this review. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So we start this episode off back off with Drew. Remember, the ladies are in Portugal for a healing retreat. To me, it's not really going too well, but hopefully Sheree has some other things in store for the ladies at this point. But we started back off with Drew. She was storming out after her little, I don't even say it was an argument, her little disagreement with Sheree while they were at dinner. She's crying. She's upset because she was like, I've never been sued before. This lawsuit is just like really serious. To me, was a little bit dramatic, just because people have talked about Drew like before, like I don't know. I mean, she said this is her first lawsuit, so it's like a really big ordeal, I'm sure. But I'm like, girl, it's only for $1,000. Kenya was like, well, listen, we can split $1,000 8 ways just so this can go away. And Drew's like, well, it's not about the money. Like, we already gave her money. She keeps coming back around. Like, girl, get her that $1,000 since she done already filed it with the courts. Get her that $1,000, shut her up, and then move on about your day. Like, I understand, like, it's disheartening to be sued. I'm sure. I've never been sued before, but it's just for $1,000. Like, I can see if it was some obscene amount of money, but $1,000, pay that girl and go on about your business so you don't have to be crying in Portugal about nothing. But now Kenya called it because Kenya was like, it seems like something else is going on. Like, it's something probably dealing with her marriage, why she's so emotional right now. And she kind of admitted to it, like, the producers asked her, is anything else going on? And she just basically saying, like, how she doesn't trust Ralph. Like, he's in Vegas by himself and she doesn't know what's going on, which I wouldn't trust him either. Like, he went to Tampa for 3 days without even, like, telling you he went. Like, you didn't even know where he was. So I wouldn't trust him either. So it really has nothing to do with the lawsuit. She's just emotional about Ralph right now, honestly. So the girls call out Candy. They came back to the dinner table. They call out Candy because Candy is never there. She's never present. And child, her only excuse is that she's working, which I believe her. Like, I'm not denying that the girl not working, you know, but forget the girls. I'm concerned with the kids. Like, Ace and Blaze are still very young, and I just feel like she doesn't spend a lot of time with them. Like, how could she? She's always working. So I'm like, forget these ladies spending time with them. What about your children? And I know she's been like doing commercials and stuff with Ace, but to me, that's still working. Like, that's not quality time being spent with the kids. And honestly, I don't know if it's just me, but we're on episode 11 and I haven't even seen the youngest girl, Blaze. I haven't even seen the baby girl. Like, we're on episode 11. Where is she? Side note, these girls brought glam all the way to Portugal. Okay. So I thought it was very telling that Candy, who has the most money in this circle, didn't bring any glam. Like, she was up in there doing her makeup herself. I was like, look at that. Very telling. The person with the most money doing her own makeup. Anyway, so the girls are getting ready to like go to this market, and then they're just gonna pick out their food to have for lunch later. So Kenya was hella late again, y'all. That would have been outrageous to me. Like, Kenya always want people to be timely for her events and show up on time, but she was super late. Like, all the girls were like waiting downstairs and she was just like still in her robe fixing tea. Like, anyway, so she finally gets out there, but I think like an hour later, honestly. She finally gets out there, and then she walks outside and she falls. I mean, bust her butt. I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy. Like, I knew Marlo had a joke up her sleeve. It was something about her butt because she landed like right on her butt. But yeah, so they had to take her to the hospital. She said she felt some pain in her back, like she didn't even want to walk, or couldn't walk rather. So they gotta take her to a hospital. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't want to have to deal with no international hospital. Like, how difficult. Now, what I didn't like is Courtney saying that it was basically Kenya's karma for falling. And I'm just like, girl, Courtney, shut up, okay? Like, are you gonna try to get on my good side at all? Like, Shut up, girl. Like, all Kenya did was tell you not to touch her because she don't know you like that. Like, okay, big whoop-de-doo. Like, not that big of a deal. Drew obviously didn't like it either, but she only had the smoke in her confessional. I'm like, girl, say it to Courtney's face. Like, this supposed to be your cousin or somebody. Like, surely you can say it to her face. But anyway, I was like, don't nobody deserve to fall. Like, if it was a legit fall and it was raining outside, it was a wet floor sign. I'm not sure if she noticed it because it looked like a banana. Did y'all notice that the wet floor sign looked like a banana? I thought that was kind of cute though. So Kenya and Candy went over to the hospital while the other ladies went on to the market. So Mayetta calls Candy, kind of like checking up on them, and they were still in the waiting room, child. And here go Marlo go, well, if Candy was as worldwide as she said she was, she would have been able to pull some strings to go ahead and get checked out instead of still be sitting in the water, sitting in the waiting room, brother. I like, look you, Marlo. Swear you just know everybody. Like, Marlo, you don't know nobody in Portugal, girl. Shut up. Yeah, Marlo is so green. Also, she was like showing the girls pics on her first date with like Scott Lee. I thought it was kind of cute. I'm like, okay, she real green. She really like this guy, whatever. Like, I think it's just a different life, you know. We've never seen Marlo like with a man, honestly, so it's a different life for her for sure. Now Mayetta did have the same sentiments that I did, that I thought it was very early on for her to bring Scott Lee around the group, seeming as they only had like, what we seen, they only had like one date. So I thought it was early on, but Mayetta was like, well, you know, to each his own. Like, you just do things differently. I thought it was shade, but I don't know if Marlo caught it anyway. So Sheree tells Drew that Candy ended up, when Drew left and was crying and frantic or whatever, that Candy, when she left the table, Candy was like, and scene. Which she did, because to me, and I'm sure to the other girls too, Drew was being a bit dramatic. So Candy was basically saying like Drew has been in disagreements or arguments with other ladies, and it hadn't got to that point of like her crying and running off. Like, she's usually able to like hold her own in an argument. So it was definitely super dramatic for her to like actually be in tears. But we know it was, I mean, we know now that it was about Ralph, and it really had nothing to do with Sheree, honestly. So you know it's gonna be some brewing over there, because Drew obviously felt some type of way that Candy did that, because she was like, well, that was a sincere moment, or whatever she said. So Drew and Marlo try to hash it out. Marlo apologized. Drew basically said that she just really needs to see changed behavior at this point, or some consistency from Marlo, which to me, not an unfair ex. Not an unfair ex, because I don't know if y'all remember when Marlo was headed to her date with Scott Lee. She had called Drew, and I thought they were trying to hash it out then, but then out of nowhere, Marlo hung up in the girl face and was like talking bad about her. Though Drew didn't like hear her talking smack, but like we did. So the ladies head to like a pottery class. I thought they were actually going to be making pottery. Instead, it was like pre-made pottery, like hearts and stars, and they were painting it. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm sure that's like therapeutic for sure. But I would have rather have seen them actually like make some pottery. Like, to me, that would have been more representative of the healing journey that they're supposed to be on. But anyway, and the paintings were really ugly. I was like, this is the best y'all can do? Like, nobody's was cute to me. I was really so tickled by Drew. It was in her confessional thugs. Saying that the star that Sheree painted is gonna end up on She by Sheree for $150. I was like, that was funny, Drew. I'll give you that one. You don't have many, but I'll give you that one. So the ladies are having a pajama night in Sheree's room, which wasn't that big. So I was like, oh, y'all gonna be cramped up in this room? Like, it wasn't like a suite. To me, it seemed like a very small room to have like a pajama night. I was like, she should have rented out a ballroom or something, or small little conference room or something. Anyway, so Drew addresses Candy, and Candy owned up to it. She was like, yeah, and I said, and scene. She said she didn't think the conversation was that serious for her to get up and cry, but Candy did apologize. But basically, she really just, to me, she just apologized just to shut Drew up. I really don't think she meant it, because Drew was being dramatic. Like, she really wanted to stand by that statement. Like, she didn't think Drew was being serious at all. She wanted to stand by it, but just to shut Drew up, she went on and apologized. So Sonia brings up her family dynamics and how she was upset because her sister didn't stay for her charity event, and they're just going through a lot of changes. Somebody asked Drew about dropping with Drew. She said she's still doing that, and we couldn't tell. Anyway, Sheree asked the girls like why they haven't ordered any sheep by Sheree, and I'm like, girl, like, don't try to paint the girls out like they broke and they can't afford your sheep by Sheree. Girl, your website don't be working. Like, Sheree, be real. Even Sonia was like, she got on her phone. She was like, okay, I'm here, but like, how do I add it to my cart? I'm like, girl, obviously it's not user friendly. Like, what you want the girls to do? Side note, has anybody ordered any sheep by Sheree? I really want to know what the quality is like. I'm just very curious if it's giving Shein, if it's giving Fashion Nova, if it's giving like, I don't know, House of CB. Like, what is the quality like for sheep by Sheree? Is anybody ordered? Comment down below if you have. I gotta know. The ladies are having like a good time, look good kiki, and then production wrapped up. But you know, even though production wrapped, child, they still had them cameras and the mics working. Okay. So out of nowhere, they brought up the bolo night. So Drew to this day is still denying that she kissed LaToya, and I'm like, girl. And to me, I know she denied it because she's just like absolutely terrified of Ralph and like what he might do with that information. But I'm like, Ralph, we still don't know what you did in Tampa for 3 days, buddy. Like, you don't have a leg to stand on, to me. But I know that's why she's denying it. She's scared of Ralph. But it's just like, you have multiple people that have actually witnessed you kiss the girl. So like, how could you deny it? Candy's like, how you gonna tell me I'm a lie when I seen you with my own 2 eyes lock your lips with that LaToya girl? Like, how you gonna deny it when I seen it? Like, you can't call me a liar. Candace big on that. She like, now don't call me a liar. She like, we can agree to disagree, but don't say that I'm lying because I know what I saw. Marlo said she 80% certain that she kissed that girl too. She like, I'm only 20%, but she's only lacking 20% because Drew lying so much. It's like you start to believe Drew's lies. It's kind of crazy at this point. I'm like, girl, you have multiple witnesses. There were multiple ladies in that room all doing freaking nasty stuff, and you kissed that girl. So like, yeah, I know what I think is she just solely denying it because of Ralph. Oh, remember, she's a good church girl too, so she could never remember that. Child, these next couple episodes are gonna reveal the Drew and Ralph divorce and the scandal. So Drew is allegedly dating Ty Young, which is Mimi's ex from Love and Hip Hop. Not sure if y'all watch Love and Hip Hop, but Mimi used to date this like basketball star. I'm not sure if she plays with the WNBA or some league. I don't know. Ty Young, Drew has been reportedly dating this girl. So all of that drama is finna unfold on these next couple episodes. So we'll see if that is giving us the drama that we need. And I'm like, I just want Drew at this point to like stop trying to act all innocent. Like, girl, please stop it. Save yourself and stop lying so much. I mean, I'm kind of glad she's getting away from Ralph because I don't trust him at all. And I don't know how she could, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, that was the end of the episode. I rated, again, a 4. It just wasn't that great to me. Like, this is supposed to be a healing trip or fun trip. Like, I don't know. I kind of want the ladies to like do some goat yoga. I know we've seen that, you know, before on some other show, but I don't know. I just want some else. That pottery class, boring. It's boring. I think the missing piece is these ladies are not like friends. Like, everybody's still like trying to get to know each other. So it's not a friend dynamic. So it's just hard to kind of make things mesh. I don't know. But on another note, did y'all see that Nene's coming out with an interview with Carlos King? I cannot wait to see it. She's supposed to be talking like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Greg, Andy, the whole nine. I can't wait to see their interview. Let me know if y'all gonna tune in, because I will recap if y'all do. All right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you had that She by Sheree. I have to know what is giving. Let me know, and I will see you guys back here next week.